What just came out about the Biden administration and also about the NIH, about the side money that was coming in during the 2020-2021 years to someone who was overseeing everything that was going on with these? Let's talk about it today. Both of these stories are huge and things that you probably don't know because no one talks about these things when it comes to the true media, especially when it comes to your money and your freedom. Let's jump into it. Today's video starts right now. Hey guys, welcome to the Max. Thank you so very much for being here today. It's starting to rain, so hopefully we will beat the rain in this video. If you are new to the channel, go down here, press subscribe, ring the bell, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, that's okay, but let us know what you think about the content of the channel. Our goal is to build a wise outlook and a common sense approach to the crazy world we live in. And that brings me to these two stories that just blow my mind. Things that we already are knowing and talked about, but no one wants to admit it. And all of a sudden they secretly expose what the truth is. First story, Biden administration does mass amnesty for migrants as it quietly terminates 350,000 cases of asylum, people seeking asylum. Meaning they are giving amnesty, just like what we talked about. That's what's so amazing about news media and about politics and how it moves so quickly. And then we go on about the next thing, and we forget about what the long game is and what they're actually doing. We worry about the border, but then we think about the Trump trial. So then we get our focus off the border. We worry about Ukraine, but then we get our focus off the border. All the while, they're still working aimlessly to bring more people over to ultimately give them amnesty. This was a New York Post story showing that Biden administration is working on building amnesty programs, and see they found loopholes. The things about all these lawyers and all these officials is they find ways to screw you. That's what three-letter agencies pretty much do. And that's exactly what they're doing right here, where you're saying, well, no, we have a border. Yes, Texas is building this military base on the border. Yes, they're locking it down. It's a bunch of bull. It's all just a game. Prime example. You know the officers that got gunned down in New York this week? Look up who was the one who murdered them. It was a Venezuelan illegal alien who came across Eagle Pass. Just came across Eagle Pass and all of a sudden took the lives of New York Police Department policemen. This is what we see in our cities. But see, our focus has been on this, and then we lose sight of remembering there is a border that's still open, or lose sight of remembering that there's still amnesty getting granted. This proves it here. 350,000 new people coming into America that we cut the status off of asylum seekers and we just give them basically amnesty. That's what Biden is doing. And that's exactly how he utilizes these three-letter agencies. And really both parties do, to do what they want them to do. And ultimately, we learn from history. There's not one nation that's done this. Look at Germany. Germany just had another attack. And guess what? It was on an officer. And guess who it was by? Someone who was a migrant of that area, who was a Muslim, who literally stabbed him in the neck. We keep allowing this mass migration to happen. We're just basically making a civil unrest society. When society is in unrest, war or militarization of police. Either way, government wins. This is not what we need to be doing. 350,000 people, along with everyone else, should be deported back to where they come from. They're not looking out for America's best interests. The politicians are looking out for themselves, and these migrants are not assimilating to American culture or any culture they're moving into. This is going to keep on being a train wreck. This is wrong. Before we move on, here's a word from our sponsor of today. We are entering a very unique time in American history where we feel like these three-letter agencies are overruling us. From the IRS getting new agents and trying to tap and adjust and take your money and make sure you're paying your quote-unquote fair share, to where you're worried about, is your magazine capacity too much? We're worried about someone spying on us when we talk about being online. These three-letter agencies has overstepped their boundaries the last few years. Think about when we talked about the raid at Mar-a-Lago, using deadly force. What? That's crazy. Now let me tell you about NMN. This is from Black Forest Supplements. The reason I want to bring this up is because this is like a miracle supplement. It is considered to be the limitless pill, meaning it is great for overall health, anti-aging, helps you reduce weight, helps you lower your cholesterol, especially if you're a little overweight. This is a game changer when it comes to your health. But you know what? The government right now is trying to put it as a drug. What that means is that puts it back in pharmaceuticals' hands where you can't just buy it over the counter, and that means they have rights over this NMN super supplement. So that means that gives them the right to have this. By you taking supplements, it helps our bodies. We become a better, more sustainable population, and let this be part of your normal regimen. You better get it today, because if we keep on, we're gonna see this thing get into the wrong hands, and then the bigger companies, the ones that we try to stay away from, will be the ones over this limitless pill. Do not let the FDA take over your rights to buy things that could be beneficial to you. Times like this, we need to be more vigilant. We need to be more prepared. That's what we talk about each and every day. So when we learn these kind of things, part of that is making sure we're eating good and having a good diet. When we're not, we need to make sure that we are supplementing it with good, healthy, non-GMO style supplements that will allow you to get the best nutrients and minerals possible. You know, I don't do too many sponsors, but I do like this one. We actually take the turkesterone. I take that part as a daily supplement for me. So this is the same company that's pushing the NMM. I can't wait to see the results myself from this in my normal day regimen. But this company, as great as they are, they gave us a window, a 48-hour window where you buy two, get one free. If we see the FDA and other three-letter agencies step into our life more and more, they take things from us that could be more beneficial that we could just buy from local businesses instead of being under the wing of the government. Before we see it get under restriction, let these Black Forest supplements be part of your normal everyday regimen. Check out this, read about it, find some more information about it. There's a link below that tells you all about NMM. This is an anti-aging, very good for your health, super pill that I personally like. Love this company. We've been using these supplements for a while now. Go check it out, blackforestsupplements.com/Mac. Check them out. I think that you'll be very, very pleased with the results that you get. Now let's discuss another three-letter agency, something we already knew was happening, but never came confirmed because they tried to hide it. NIH scientist and all his buddies made $710 million from royalties from drug makers. The fact they tried to hide. It says during the pandemic, the American people started to feel that big government was cozy with the big pharma. Now we know it is true. One thing I like is scientists tend to look at something, and unless there's money behind it, I doubt they're going to actually be on the side of true science. We know the world revolves around money. We know we have to make money. That's understandable. But when it skews our biases and when it skews truth, then it comes down to we are looking at money in the wrong way. I love making money. However, for instance, when I read ads on this platform, anything that I've read ads for is because I actually believe in it and I'm using it. Now, the thing is this, I get people that reach out to us all the time to read ads, and we're not going to read ads for something we don't believe in. So anything we're reading ads on, we believe in. Yes, they are paying us. We know that. The same thing with scientists. Scientists are getting paid to do the research. That's why they're scientists. However, when we see this become to a user estate to say, look, we want you to be blinded to everything because we're getting you this fat check, and ultimately you've got to side with us. They're not trying to be truthful, they're trying to make money. There's a difference there, and I think that that's the part that the NIH played. Everybody knew that single, double, triple, 4, 5, 10 things on your face is not going to work. However, they pushed it because of the narrative. They knew that this in the arm was going to cause problems, but they made $710 million to push it. That is unfathomable. Did you know that Fauci is also one of the highest paid retirees in the United States government right now because of the money he made in the last few years of his service to America? So we see that they tried to bury the story. But the truth be told is, how can we ever trust anyone telling us what's going to happen if all of a sudden we know it's so skewed with the dollar bill? Now, can the dollar influence us and can it impact us? Yes. Can a scientist get a grant from a big company and still be honest? Yes. But in this case, we heard the truth from just common people saying, okay, I'm having some issues, this is not working. I'm still getting sick, this is not working. And then they were still skewing and blinding the situation with the scientists saying, no, these normal folks don't know what they're talking about, we do. Actually, the money was talking and telling them what they're supposed to say. They were not actually truly following what the data said. So that's the problem I have. We have two situations where Biden tries to hide things. He already said that, we're not giving amnesty, we're just helping the people. And all of a sudden, he is giving amnesty. We hear that Fauci and NIH were saying, no, this is good. This is what we've learned. This is what we're doing. It's all sleight of hand because they were still making tons of money off Big Pharma to ultimately tell you exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Now look at the ramifications of what these two situations have given us. They've given us now murdered cops in America and Europe because of illegal immigration and the crime on the streets. Look at the data. The crime in the cities has been based more on migrant problems than anything. Now let's look at the NIH. Look at the people that are having major heart problems. Look at the kids having major heart problems. Look at the little girls having major female problems at like 10 years old. It's all because we put something that we should not have put in our body, all because the money behind it told us to, and we believed it instead of doing our own research and being guided by maybe God or by at least wisdom, instead of being guided by someone who is completely paid for by Big Pharma. $710 million. That is $750 million. That is unbelievable. I believe that, sadly, most people would say whatever they needed to say to be able to make that money. And that's exactly what happened with these professional scientists. They said whatever they needed to say to be paid. These two things were already happening. We knew this, we've been saying it, but then everybody tells us we're conspiracy people and we wear tinfoil hats, and ultimately we know the truth. It's amazing that the average American is not as stupid as people say they are. It seems like the average conservative American truly knows what truth is because they're seeking wisdom each and every day. And when we hear the bureaucrats and we hear these three-layer agencies and we hear our elected officials telling us one thing, it does confuse a lot of people, and a lot of people go along with it. But the people that are not confused actually may have wisdom more than stubbornness. They were sold, oh, you're stubborn, you're dumb, you're not smart, all this stuff back in the early days when they were trying to give every one of these in the arm, and now we're considered the ones that didn't have the health problems like most of these people are having. But that $710 million went a long way for those scientists, I bet. Crazy times. That means sometimes you can't believe what you see and what you hear. You have to do your own research and making sure you're getting the most honest, best, unbiased, wise information that you can get. And that takes, of course, spiritually learning, being grounded in your morals and values, diving deeper in some of these subjects, and trying to understand exactly who's behind the stories that we hear. It's like I tell you all the time. Don't just believe me when I say something. I want you to do your own research so that way you can back the situation and make sure you believe the same way. When we educate ourselves, we can make a stronger opinion and a stronger, wiser, common sense approach to the way we look at life and take care of our families. Guys, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about this video. Go check out the sponsor of today's video. Remember, all the things I've told you, again, with these sponsors, when I do sponsors, it's because I'm actually taking the product, I'm using the product, I'm using whatever it is that I'm pushing. This company I've really enjoyed with their supplements. Check them out. Guys, thank you for watching. God bless.